it's time for another sewing adventure, and this was truly that, an adventure. So I had this dress and I never wore it, and I decided I was never going to wear it as it was. So I decided that I was going to turn it into a romper instead. I love a good romper. I'm very much a pants, shorts, romper, jumpsuit girly more than a dress girl, just a comfort thing. And one of my friends suggested, well, just wear shorts underneath. For whatever reason, maybe it was the shape of the dress or the skirt of it, I just wasn't feeling it. I'd had it for a really long time. I'd been really wanting to wear it because I thought that the fabric was so cute, but it just wasn't happening. So here we are. So the first thing I knew that I was going to have to do was open up the entire side in order to be able to get it on and off as shorts rather than a dress, because this had to go overhead as a dress. There was no way to step into it as the neckline was very high and small. So here's me just opening up the whole side that tied together at the bottom. I undid what was sewn together at the top and then just split the seam all the way down so I had a nice open side to work with. The next thing I needed to do was make the crotch for the shorts. I don't know if there's a better term for that, but that's exactly what it was. So I found these little stretchy shorts that fit pretty good in the way that I figured that this fabric would fit. This fabric was also very stretchy, which is the only reason that this whole project worked. But I just marked off the angle and the length of that crotch line and cut the little triangle out of the fabric so that then I could have a seam to sew around. So here it is. You just lay it flat. You have this nice little triangle, and then I'm just going to pin together the sides, and we're going to sew along one seam just along that triangle there. And here's where we are right now. So the front has a lot of extra fabric. What you could normally do in this situation is just add a front seam and take out as much fabric as you need. But I was trying to avoid that because I liked the flat look of this, and if there was just like a seam that ended sort of at the waistline of this dress romper now, I didn't think it was going to look that great. So what I did instead was I pinned together where I felt like I could put the strings up if they were tied together, that it would just pull the fabric tight enough together. So in order to do that, I had to seam rip out where the strings were sewn in and then pull that fabric just across, that then the top of the string was where I put the pin, and that would be the point that was tied together, which was about 2 or 3 inches higher than it was originally. What this really did was just change the angle at which the string was going up the fabric. So it took at least 1 inch off of each side. As you can see here, what I'm pinning down is excess fabric. And so it just made it so when I tied together the strings at the waist, it was just pulling in more fabric to give that fitted look that I was looking for. Then I just sewed back down that fabric to keep the string in place, making sure that I didn't sew the string itself because I wanted to be able to pull it. And I just did that on both sides, tied off the end so I wouldn't lose it in the process. And then I tried it on again, see where we were at. Now here's a tiny piece of the process I forgot to film. Right here, there's a safety pin in the middle of where I split the side. And I did that so that the side wouldn't be completely open, just tied at the top and the bottom, but so that I could tie it in the middle as well and just have a more fitted leg down the side. Again, I forgot to film this, but this is more footage of me doing the previous step, and basically the process was exactly the same. I just seam ripped this piece of fabric that was holding the string down, but instead of pulling the fabric over like this, I split it in the middle, cut it open, cut the string, and then sewed the fabric back down with an extra tie opening available. And here it is! I was so thrilled with how it came out. It is exactly what I envisioned, and I can see myself really wearing this and enjoying it versus just having the dress sit in my closet. I actually wore this for my birthday, which was so much fun, and thank you all so much for watching this sewing adventure.